I think that within my dialogue, we did achieve true dialogue. My topic was peer pressure, but we didn't necessarily focus only on peer pressure. We talked more kind of about like alcohol and relationships and sororities, and kind of like all of those things dealt with peer pressure. Um, I think a lot of people think that in college, like, you feel like you're forced to drink or you're forced to partake in something that you're not interested in, which I don't think is true at all. And a lot of other people in our group didn't feel that way as well. But there definitely was some that did. A lot of people, I think, associate sororities also with kind of negative and alcohol type things, and there's a lot of pressure in them to conform to something, to dress one way, or maybe to drink. Being in a sorority myself, I don't agree with this, but some people in our group did. We opened up our group dialogue, filling out kind of like a wheel about ourselves. On the wheel, it had like age, gender, race, your sexual orientation, and like through this, you kind of like got in touch with yourself, and you were supposed to just say like what you thought was the most important and what you didn't really think was important. On mine, I thought that like age had a lot to do with what you um, like how you interacted as well as religion. A lot of people kind of went the religion way with Christianity versus not being religious or something like that. And then a ton of people were anti-religion and said that they didn't think that had anything to do with anything. It kind of ranged through everyone. Like our facilitators even put in their comments, and theirs were completely different than ours. But everyone kind of agreed that these were all factors, not necessarily that they were what was the most important and what wasn't, but that they all actually mattered in some way, no matter how big or how small. We had a lot of active voices kind of in our group dialogue. At first, it was really awkward and no one really talked because it just felt uncomfortable in there. But people started opening up towards the middle and wanting to talk, and um, felt more comfortable with what they were doing. Um, and then I'd say that there was probably a couple, maybe like 3 or 4 strong voices in the group, me being one of them, just because I like to talk. And then there was a lot of people that just never really spoke. Our group was primarily girls. There was maybe 20 people in our group, and there was about 15 girls and 5 guys. So that kind of made things a little bit awkward just because the guys were so outnumbered that they didn't really speak because I don't think they felt comfortable with uh, talking about peer pressure when everyone else had just girls, and we all kind of had similar peer pressures, just like from looks and stuff, but they didn't. Theirs were more towards like guy stuff. So they didn't really speak at all, so that kind of was a little bit uncomfortable just because um, it would have been a lot better of an environment if everybody talked. Um, I think dialogue is actually very important once we kind of got over the awkward stages of it. It allows you to see kind of other perspectives, like not only just that I think something is important or that somebody else is, but just like that I saw how other people maybe lived and how other people viewed things, as well as, I don't have to agree with it, but I just have to listen to it, maybe think about it, and who knows, maybe I do decide to go with what somebody else says, or, look more into it, get a little bit research on it. Um, but you never know, and so that's kind of the point of dialogue, is to not argue, not try to make your point more loud or more clear than somebody else's, but just to kind of see how other people live and how other people think, as well as for them to see where you're coming from. So overall, I'd say it was a positive experience. Um, Not something that I'd want to do all the time. It's be a little bit more fun if the topic was something of more interest, but I did like that there was a lot of topic choices available because some people might seriously be interested in finding out about other people's religion, which was a topic, or other people's sexual orientation or something like that, and the dialogue could actually be a totally positive event for them. So I would definitely suggest keeping this in the curriculum just to better all freshman students.